Hello, nonprofit rock stars and heroes. This is Tom Check with Greater Impact Consulting, where we help you streamline Salesforce for your nonprofit org. And today we are talking about customizing the home page, making it so that the teams using specific apps only see the data they need. So in the last video, we talked about building a custom app, and we kind of couched it in the idea of like building your development team an app so that they don't have to see all the program stuff and they only see the tabs that are really applicable to them. We generally add a home screen there, and that can be the placeholder for all of your dashboards for that team. By default, most of the time you build one dashboard and you add it to the home page and everybody has to see it. And that's okay, but it's not ideal, right? Because the executive director wants to see a broad picture of all the things going on in the organization. They want to see the money, they want to see the programs, they want to see all the things. The development people are less concerned about that. They're more concerned about the money. They want to make sure, what grants do I have coming up? What deliverables do I have coming up for those grants? What are my big donors? What are my pledges? All of those things. Your program team has a very different need. They want to see all of the program engagements. They want to see all of the service deliveries. They're not worried about the money. They want to see the programs. And so we can customize the homepage so that each team gets to see just the information they need. So let's take a quick look at how this looks. If I share my screen, this is the standard Nonprofit Success Pack app that most of you are used to logging into. And in the last video, we built a custom app kind of for development people. We went through a really basic app creation. And it's got really similar tabs. But I want you to look at this home screen, right? Quarterly performance, today's events, today's tasks, assistant. If I go into my recently created app, and it's called Demonstration App. And I open this up. Oh, look, I've got the exact same home page. What if I go to something like the MailChimp app? Surely they'll have it. Oh, no, it's the same home page. Right? Now, if you're using something like Program Management Module, Program Management Module has already customized their app so that there's a program homepage specific for that app. If I go into Program Management, you'll notice that it looks different here. And that's great. This might not be exactly what you wanted to show, but it is really neat to know that it's different. Volunteers for Salesforce, let's see what they use. Womp, womp, womp. Volunteers for Salesforce uses the same standard homepage as everybody else. So how do we change this, right? The first thing we have to do is we click on the setup cog, but we don't go to setup. We make sure that we don't click where we're used to clicking on setup, and instead we click on this bottom option called Edit Page. That's going to take us to the Lightning App Builder Page Builder interface. So this is probably a page that you are not used to seeing. Of course, the contents of the window in there, we're used to seeing it's everywhere. But this is where you actually get to design what shows up on the home page. Now, you'll notice that this is the homepage default page, right? This is important to notice. This is the page that we're editing. What other pages are there? Well, look, there's all sorts of different pages. There's the program management home page. And if I go to confirm, what I should see is that that page that we saw in the program management module, it shows up. And there it is. Now, we don't get to do as much customization on this one. It's in read-only mode because Program Management Module is a managed package. They don't let us adjust the whole homepage. We can adjust the dashboard. That's a different conversation. But let's go back and let's start playing with, let's create a custom homepage for our demonstration app. So first things first, we need to go down and say new page. And we're going to call this a home page. It's not an app page. You can actually build an app that's just, it's everything in one page. We're not going to do that. You can also edit record pages here or embedded service pages. We're worried about the home page though. That's what today's video is about. And we're going to call this demonstration app homepage. So you can either clone an existing default page, or you can choose a page template, right? So if I were to just go ahead and clone the existing Salesforce default page. That's often the easiest way to just start from where I'm already comfortable, which is the thing I see on a regular basis. So this should look exactly like we're used to. But now we're working on the demonstration app homepage. And I can start to shift some of this stuff around. So I can start to add specific things like dashboards. I can add a dashboard up top here. And I probably don't want the program management dashboard, but I could go in and add a volunteers dashboard. I could go in and add any of the dashboards that I've built. There's not many in this development org that I'm running here, but there is, any dashboard that is built, I can add from here. I can also go ahead and trash that because I don't want it. I can also add a report chart, which is what that quarterly performance report chart is. I can go in, I can add that, and then I can look at what are the reports I have available here. So this is active in an enrolled program engagement by owner, but if I've built a report that has a chart for my donors, then I would go ahead and add that here. I can also do this for, like MailChimp has a recent unsubscribe list. I can do any report that has a chart built onto the chart. So units delivered over last 6 months. You would obviously need to build the report first, make sure it has a chart added to it, but then you can go ahead and add it in to any homepage. So what else do I have in here? Some really important stuff. I've got App Launcher, right? I can make sure that I can add a separate section for people to access all those different apps. That may or may not be useful. Chatter, if you're using Chatter, a lot of times your Chatter feed is really nice to have on your homepage so that you can keep up with all the things that are going on in Chatter without having to scroll elsewhere. If you use Einstein, you can certainly add Einstein stuff onto the dashboard or onto the homepage. If you have a screen flow that you want to add to a homepage so that somebody can, in this case, create a case directly from their homepage, fantastic. Go ahead and do that. So it's really important to know that you would, of course, have to go in and build this in Flow Builder, but you can add it directly onto a homepage. For today's demo, let's go ahead and do a couple of things. One, I want to remove that. Of course, I would say key deals are going to be really important. And I'm going to maybe move this around and move my key deals up to this area. Let's say that I also wanted to look at my tasks. So let's go tasks, add that over here on the right-hand side, get rid of this. This will track my events along with that are on my calendar as well as my tasks. And then anything else that I wanted to add that are available in here, I can add all of just the recent records that I've accessed or not. I can add the recent items that I've accessed, which are slightly different. So all of this stuff we can add to the custom homepage. Let's say I want to ditch that quarterly performance. I want to stick with my units delivered over the last 6 months, and I'll go ahead and hit save. Once we've customized this, we have to activate it. We have to tell it where we want it to show up, because just naming it demonstration app homepage doesn't make it show up on the demonstration app. So if I go ahead and click activate, the next screen is going to take me to the activation wizard. So if I want to make this the org-wide default, that this goes to all apps that don't have a specific homepage, just like that standard one already is, I can assign as the org default. I can also assign this as an app default, which is what we're going to do today. We're going to assign this to the demonstration app. I can hit save. Under activation, I can also tell it to only activate for certain people in certain places. So if I want my users to continue using Nonprofit Success Pack as their app, but I want to have a different homepage for my program staff versus my development staff, I can do that by going in and assigning this to, let's say, the Nonprofit Success Pack, which I might not be able to do because of it is a managed package, so I can't actually adjust that. But let's say I wanted to assign it to the demonstration app only for system administrators. I could do that. I could hit next, And it's going to tell me that. Fantastic. Great. Hit save and it'll work. So after it's activated, what does it look like? Well, if I go back, this should take us into volunteers. And if I go into demonstration, we should see that the home page here has changed. And just like that, I've got this report chart, which I built. I've got still my assistant, but I've got key deals moved around, recent records, today's tasks and events over on the right-hand side. So it's the customized homepage. Now, of course, you're going to want to spend a little time building out your dashboards and building out your report charts and really identifying what do you want? What is useful for the different teams within your organization on their home screen? Or if it's for a specific app, what is that app designed to do? And how could you design the homepage so that it really works well with that app? But that's the basics of how to customize a homepage in Salesforce so that you can make sure that the right data shows up in front of the right teams at the right time. So that's all I've got for you today. I look forward to connecting with you again soon. And until next time, keep up the good work of creating amazing impact within your communities.